Wait, did a government suit just flag your family? Are the streets whispering arrest in hours? Bro, chill. But not really. This is serious. Don't scroll past. I need you locked in, eyes glued, because what I'm about to drop will twist your mind, shake your reality, and maybe even ignite a fire inside you. Look, I know you've been pushed aside, dismissed, laughed at, underestimated. You're not weak. You're the one they never saw coming. And that's why this video is your battlefield. Watch it all. Every second, comment your thoughts, your rage, your breakthrough. I want to see your name in the comments section, standing tall, like the warriors you are. This isn't just motivation. Nah, it's a wake-up call, a blueprint to flip fear into power, doubt into strategy, and chaos into dominance. They're coming. You feel it in the corners of your mind, a whisper crawling under your skin. Something sharp, something cold. It's not the knock on the door yet, not the sirens, but it's there, waiting. You've been blind, watching the world spin while the shadows sharpen. And now the shadows are moving toward you. Your family, do you feel it? The way the air tastes different, when danger is closer than a heartbeat. When every laugh you've shared is a countdown, every breath is a ticking bomb. They don't knock, they don't wait. And you? You think you can outrun what is already written? You can't. Not tonight. Not ever if you stay frozen in your chair. Panic isn't a stranger. It's an old friend, visiting with knives in its pockets. You want to scream. You want to run. But the city laughs at hesitation. The streets remember those who freeze. They remember those who hide. And the whispers, oh, the whispers. They are naming you, your name, your family's name, marked, tagged, a target painted in neon fear. They say knowledge is power. Bullshit. Knowledge without action is a noose. You see the papers, the suits, the codes, the lists. They all have your name. And maybe you're thinking, it's not real, but it is. And the seconds are not your friend. Tick, tick, tick. You can almost hear it, can't you? Each second is another step closer to loss, to chaos, to silence. And yet, there's a strange thrill in it, a spark you can't name, because fear is clarity. It strips you down, shows you what you are, shows you what they underestimated, shows you the cracks in their control and the fire in your chest you didn't know you had. They are coming, yes. But are you waiting to die or waiting to rise? Look around. The streets are awake, eyes watching, lips moving. The rumors crawl like insects. They smell weakness. They smell hesitation. And you, are you trembling or are you calculating? Every shadow is a story. Every whisper is a weapon. And tonight the alarm has rung. Cold, sharp, relentless. And your life, your family, your world hangs on the choice you make in the next breath. You think you're free. You walk the streets. You smile at the sun. You call it a life, but it's all smoke. Mirrors, chains you can't see. Bills, papers, rules, voices, quiet, polite, invisible, tightening. Every polite hello link, every nod to the system is another shackle. And you thought you were untouchable, though the world bowed to effort alone. It never did. Look at them, the suits, the quiet observers. The people who pretend they care. They've been pulling your strings while you were busy blinking. They've mapped your habits, your fears, your routines. And now the net is tight. Every step you take, every breath, every glance, they see it, they feel it, they wait. And what do? You shrug, you ignore it, until the chains tighten and you choke. The cage isn't metal, it isn't obvious. It's the whispered rules, the invisible eyes, the judgments you've swallowed, the expectations you never asked for, but carried like armor. And it's heavy, crushing, cold. You've been trapped, and the trap doesn't care if you scream. It doesn't blink. It just waits, silent, patient, merciless. And here's the delicious irony. You call it weakness. They call it control. But in the same breath, in the same shadow, you can taste the edge of freedom. You can feel it prickling at your nerve endings. Because the cage only works if you don't see the bars. And suddenly, you do. And suddenly, you know you can break them. Maybe. The chains are everywhere. In the whispers of the streets. In the nods of strangers. In the habits that comforted you. And the moment you recognize them, they become weapons. Knowledge is power. Pain is clarity. Fear is fuel. And your rage, oh, your rage, it's a hammer you've been hiding under polite smiles. But no more. Not tonight. So look down at the papers, at the streets, at the whispers, at yourself. You're trapped. Everyone is trapped. And yet, the truth bites. Chains can be broken. Rules can be bent. Systems can be mocked. And you are closer than you've ever been to seeing it. Closer than ever to flipping the script. To becoming the storm in their quiet, predictable night. The streets are talking. You hear it if you listen. Not the sirens, not the cars, not the idle chatter of fools, the whispers, the hum beneath concrete and asphalt, shadows sharing secrets, names being painted, your name, your family's name, tagged across walls, over fences, in the lips of strangers who don't even know why they speak it. They're watching. Everyone is watching. The eyes that never blink, the heads that tilt when you pass, the murmurs that swell into rumors before you even reach the corner. And the city itself, it remembers. Every hesitation, every glance, every mistake you thought was private. It's alive, and it hungers for weakness. Panic wants to crawl into your veins, squeeze, suffocate. But you can't let it. Not yet. Fear is an artist, and tonight it sketches your options in red. The streets whisper chaos, but chaos can be played. Like a song no one hears but you. The rhythm of panic becomes a rhythm of action, and suddenly you're awake. The whispers are honest. They tell the truth no one dares to say aloud. That the world is watching. That the predators are patient. That your life, your family, your choices, they are negotiable. Or at least that's what they hope. But here's the fun part. You're awake now. You see the lines, you see the players. And the whispering. It can be your weapon. Every corner hides a story. Every flickering light is a secret. Every shadow is a potential ally or enemy. The streets remember betrayal. They remember fear. They remember hesitation. And if you falter, they will consume you. But if you rise, they will whisper your name too. But this time, in respect, in caution, in dread. So step carefully, listen hard, learn fast. The streets are alive, and they're not kind, but neither are you. You feel the power in knowing what others ignore, the thrill of walking the line between prey and predator, the cold, sharp awareness that tonight, everything is on the edge, and edges cut deep. They don't hesitate, they watch. Every move, every breath, every second of your life mapped and measured. The predator doesn't feel. Not mercy, not doubt, just calculation. Cold, precise, relentless. And you've been living like it's a game, like it's a story with a happy ending. No, not tonight. They know your routines, your weaknesses, your small, stupid comforts. They've memorized your pauses, your patterns. They can taste your fear before it reaches your mouth. And yet you thought yourself clever. You thought the shadows hid you. But shadows are the predator's playground. And now, you're in it. It's maddening, isn't it? To feel their patience. To see them waiting while your mind races. To realize that everything you thought you controlled was an illusion. Every ally could be a trap. Every familiar corner, a snare. The predator plays with precision. And you've been playing blindfolded. But here's the twist. You can learn. You can feel what they feel, see what they see, anticipate their steps. Because predators thrive on predictability. And you've been predictable. Until now. Until you choose to embrace the chaos they fear. Until you take the edge of fear and sharpen it like a knife in your own hand. Imagine it, turning their calculation against them, watching the hunter flinch when the prey moves differently than expected. The predator is clever, yes. Ruthless, yes. But it's not invincible. Nothing is. And the moment you realize this, the cold metal in your chest becomes fire. Cold metal becomes a hammer. Every thought was a strike. Every heartbeat, a warning. So breathe, watch, learn, and when they make their move, smile, just a little. Because the predator thinks it owns the night, thinks it controls the rhythm. But the night belongs to whoever dares to step into it with eyes wide open, heart screaming, mind sharp, and you're wide awake. Finally awake. Everyone wears a mask. You, them, the city itself. Polite smiles, nods, tiny gestures that hide the rot underneath. And you've been perfecting yours for years. Calm, collected, unshaken. But the mask is cracking. Can you feel it? Little fissures running along your edges, showing what you've tried so hard to hide. The mask is heavy. Heavy with fear, with habit, with lies you've swallowed to survive. Every polite everything's fine is a chain. Every hidden glance a lock. And now the mask is peeling away, layer by layer, exposing the truth you never dared admit. The truth they always knew, that you're human, that you're afraid, that you're hungry. Look in the mirror, really look. Not at the face, at the mask. Feel the weight, feel the tension in the jaw, the hardness in the eyes, the twitch of control you've been clinging to. And understand this. Control is an illusion. Always was. The second you realize it, The second you let go, you step closer to freedom. Not comfort, not safety, but power. Raw, sharp, immediate power. And here's the fun part. The cracks don't just expose weakness, they expose possibility, opportunity. The predator sees the mask, yes, but the predator doesn't see what you see. The freedom behind the mask, the chaos waiting to be unleashed. All the fire you've been hiding, thinking it would burn the wrong people. But no, it burns the chains instead. The mask is gone, or almost gone. And now comes the moment everyone fears. The moment when the world sees your raw edges, your truth, your untamed mind. And it is terrifying to them, not to you. To you it is liberation, a violent, exhilarating liberation. The world expects control, predictability, calm. Give it chaos. Give it sharp. Give it edge. Step forward. Feel the mask slip entirely. Feel the pulse of raw awareness. Every hesitation stripped away. Every lie to yourself laid bare. The predator thinks it owns the night. The streets think they know your next move. But masks are illusions. And illusions are meant to be shattered. And tonight, you are the hammer. Some ignite under pressure. Some combust. Which are you? Tick, tick, tick. The clock is laughing at your hesitation. Fear is gnawing at your ribs. Every second a spark. Every heartbeat a fuse. And somewhere inside, buried under layers of doubt, a fire is waiting for permission to burn. The world tells you to follow rules, to stay calm, to be small, polite, predictable. But fire doesn't obey rules. Fire doesn't ask permission. Fire doesn't care if it leaves ashes. It consumes, it illuminates, it transforms. And tonight, that fire in your chest, it's screaming to be unleashed. Look at the predator. Look at the whispers. Look at the streets. They think they control the chaos. They think they map the patterns. Chaos is contagious. It laughs in the face of maps. And the moment you embrace it, that laughter, that madness, becomes your weapon. Sharp, cutting, impossible to predict. Do you feel it? The surge under your skin. The awareness that hesitation is death. That compliance is surrender. That fear is the currency of the hunted. And you're about to bankrupt them. Step into the panic. Step into the edge. Let the fire guide you. Let it sharpen your mind, your senses, your will. They expect you to crumble. They expect tears, shaking hands, quiet prayers. No one will hear. But fire doesn't do what is expected. Fire doesn't bend to expectation. Fire burns past doubt, past hesitation, past fear. Fire turns prey into predator, observer into participant, whispers into roars. And tonight you are a fire incarnate. Step forward. Take the spark in your chest and strike. Every move is a declaration. Every breath is a challenge. Every glance is a threat. Fear is your teacher. Rage is your fuel. Chaos is your ally. And in the inferno, only those who dare to burn survive. Tonight, you are more than awake. Tonight, you are the storm. To survive, you must see what others refuse to see. Every shadow holds a secret. Every silence hides a threat. Every smile is a question. The world is a predator. And you've been hunting your own reflection, unaware that survival is about more than instinct. It is a strategy, a method, a ritual. Your senses must sharpen. Your mind must slice through noise. The predator counts on your hesitation, your trust, your empathy. Forget it. Every second wasted guessing, another advantage stolen. Every glance left unguarded, another opportunity for ruin. And yet you feel alive, not safe, alive. The difference is everything. Anticipate the unpredictable. Expect betrayal. Predict the unforeseen. The streets do not forgive mistakes. They do not honor good intentions. They remember weakness and worship ruthlessness. Your survival is a mirror of your mind, sharp, cold, calculating. No room for sentiment, no time for mercy. Fear becomes a tool. Panic becomes a map. Every heartbeat is a compass pointing toward action. Every drop of sweat is a warning, a signal, a declaration. You are awake. You are ready. You are willing to move where others freeze, and in that willingness, power hums beneath your ribs. Dark, electric, relentless. Trust nothing. Rely on your senses alone. Watch the patterns, the behaviors, the lies everyone tells themselves to feel safe. Step quietly. Strike unpredictably. Let the predator think you are prey. Let the streets whisper your weakness. And then, change the story. Make them rewrite the rules while you move untouched, untamed. The anatomy of survival is not comfort, not morality, not the safe choice. It is precision. It is patience. It is awareness. So acute, it becomes instinct. And tonight, you are dissecting the world around you. Every shadow, every sound, every whisper is a piece of the puzzle. And when the last piece clicks, nothing can stand in your way. Yo, hold up. Before you click away, did you feel that? That fire, that chaos, that raw power? That's your spark, your edge, your moment. Don't let it fade. Comment below, share your thoughts, your breakthroughs, your rage. I want to see who's really awake, who's really ready to rise. Whoa. Have you ever felt like they're all playing chess and you're the pawn? Think again. What if I told you you could outsmart every single move before it even happens? Yeah, that hunger inside. That fire they keep trying to crush. Listen, this isn't some weak motivational fluff. This is raw, chaotic, psychological warfare for your mind. Every word, every second you watch is designed to rewire the way you think. By the time we're done, you won't just react. Nah, you'll dominate. You'll see patterns no one else can see, and strike with precision they'll never forget. And hey, before we dive deep, shout out to you, yes, you. Leave a comment. They think you're asleep. They think the quiet is a weakness. But inside is where the fire burns. The part of you they never see. The shadow in the corner of your mind. It whispers, it waits, and it remembers every insult, every dismissal, every moment they smiled while you broke. Pain is a language. Most people stumble through it, fumbling words they don't understand. But you speak it fluently. You've memorized the rhythm of every disappointment, the cadence of every failure. Every look of doubt thrown your way becomes fuel. Sharp, heavy, it cuts, but it also carves, shapes, builds. You are sculpted in the marrow of neglect. Every morning, you wake to a battlefield. No one else sees. The mirrors lie. The smiles around you lie. Even your own reflection hides its teeth. The mind is an insurgent city, full of secrets, traps, and ghosts. You fight them. Or do they fight you? Sometimes the line is blurred. Every thought, a soldier. Every memory, a weapon. Every fear, a detonator, waiting for your hand. They told you to settle. They told you to obey. Conform. Smile. Nod. Be good. Be small. You followed the rules for a time, and it burned you. Scorched the skin of your potential. Taught you patience. Taught you rage. Taught you how to watch. How to wait. How to calculate the moment when quiet transforms into chaos. When calm becomes carnage. The world outside your skull is a mockery of order. People stumble, blindly cheerful. They trade truth for comfort. They trade power for approval. You see it. You see the strings. You see the empty thrones they kneel before. And you smile because the joke is yours. The joke no one else can understand. They think they hold control. But control is an illusion. You've been building a storm inside. A storm that has no loyalty, no mercy, only precision. The war inside is not a war you chose. It chose you. Every heartbeat, every restless night, every sleepless hour, it trained you, forged you, made you. And now you are awake, fully awake. Every nerve alert, every scar a memory, every memory a strategy. They will notice soon. They always notice, but by then, it will be too late. Too late for their assumptions, too late for their laughter, too late for their rules. Everyone fears what they cannot name. They run from it, hide from it, call it madness. But you made friends with it, sat at the table, shared secrets, whispered back. The shadow is patient. It watches, it waits. It knows every crack in your armor, every tremor in your resolve, and it teaches. The parts of you you keep locked away. That's where the power sleeps. Rage, obsession, the hunger that refuses comfort. Most call it ugly. You call it a tool, a scalpel, a mirror. Every fear you've buried becomes a weapon. Every failure becomes a blueprint. Every rejection, a key to the locks they never wanted you to pick. You learn to move in darkness, to speak in silence, to strike in the spaces they never thought existed. The world measures light, smiles, and order. You measure chaos, intent, opportunity. The shadow is not a curse. It is your map, your compass, your ally. And every moment spent embracing it is a moment they are still blind. There is beauty in control over the self that terrifies others. When you look at your reflection, you see everything they tried to erase. You see the rage they mocked, the cunning they laughed at, the obsession they called dangerous. They were right, and they were wrong, because danger is precise. Dangerous is deliberate. Dangerous is art. You move through life like a secret. Every step calculated. Every smile a lie. Every pause a question. You've learned to speak in shadows so no one can hear, and in that silence you grow, expand, become more than they ever imagined, more than they ever deserved. You are the whisper in the room that makes everyone shift, that makes them wonder, that makes them afraid. Mastering the shadow is not about control, it is about conversation, negotiation, collaboration. You do not fight it. You do not destroy it. You feed it, shape it, listen to its laughter, learn its patterns. And when the world finally forces its hand, the shadow moves first. The shadow wins. And you are not afraid anymore. You are alive, more alive than they can ever comprehend. Sanity is a fence, a tiny wooden barrier they hide behind, hoping the world stays polite. But you stepped over it without blinking. The moment you realized order is just a costume, everything clicked. You saw the cracks, the fractures, the silent rules meant to keep you small, and you laughed, softly, calmly, because you finally understood the truth they fear. Tactical insanity isn't chaos for chaos' sake. It's precision disguised as disorder. It's strategy wearing a crooked smile. You move when they freeze. You think when they panic. They follow routines like clockwork figures while you rewrite the clock. Every second becomes a choice. Every choice becomes a move. And every move is one they never prepared for. People expect predictability. They cling to it like a ladder in a storm. You let go. That's your power. You shift directions without warning, change tempo, twist perspective. They watch you, unsure whether to trust or tremble. Because your silence is louder than their noise, your stillness is sharper than their judgment, and your sudden turns leave them breathless. What they call insanity is simply your refusal to be boxed in. You see angles they ignore, routes they overlook, patterns hidden in plain sight. The world is a board, a puzzle, a maze. Most wander. You calculate. You test the edges, press on the seams, slip into the gaps no one else notices. And when the moment arrives, you strike with timing so clean it feels unreal. They misunderstand you, they think you rebel without reason. They mistake your grin for chaos instead of clarity. But inside, your thoughts are organized like steel. Every memory filed, every scar analyzed. You store truths they don't want to face. You carry lessons they refuse to learn. They underestimate the calm before your pivot. And that's why they never see the outcome until it's already carved into the moment. Tactical insanity means becoming the unexpected, turning hesitation into power, letting go of the weight of approval. You don't ask for permission. You don't wait for applause. You act. Swift, sharp, surgical. You bend the scene without breaking yourself. And the world watches, confused by how you win without shouting, how you rise without begging, how you build without noise. When they try to predict you, they fail. When they try to box you in, you slip through their fingers. When they think you're cornered, you reveal the path they didn't know existed. And that's the beauty of it. Not madness, not disorder, just freedom, so fierce they can't comprehend it. You play the part of the wild card because it keeps them guessing, keeps them slow, keeps you ahead. Every chain they wrapped around you was invisible. Every cage unmarked. They smiled as they clipped your wings, told you to wait, told you to behave, told you to accept less than what you could take. And you listened, for a while, long enough to learn how weak their hands really were. The world builds prisons with polite words, contracts, expectations, manners. They call it order. You call it shackles. And every shackle has a weak link. Every rule has a crack. Every chain has a shadow where fire can slip through. You find it. You press. You twist. And you break it without them even noticing. Rebellion doesn't scream. It whispers. A seed in the mind that grows while they watch. They think you bend, they think you fold, but inside, you're counting, mapping, memorizing. Every insult becomes leverage. Every no becomes momentum. Every door they slammed in your face becomes a hallway you built in secret. The chains they never saw are the ones you made yourself. Fear, doubt, hesitation. You carried them willingly until the moment you realized strength wasn't in submission. It was in shattering the walls they thought held you. Step by step, thought by thought, moment by moment, until nothing remains but the pieces you choose to assemble. And when you walk free, they'll blink. They'll wonder how a quiet thing became a force. They'll whisper your name with confusion, admiration, fear. They will never understand that freedom isn't given. It's claimed, stolen, crafted. And every victory begins with knowing where the chains are and knowing exactly how to break them. Breaking the chains is more than action. It's philosophy. It's knowing the rules of their game better than they do. Seeing the invisible lines. Predicting their panic before it rises. You don't fight the cage. You dissolve it. You vanish its walls. You become the air they never noticed until it's too late. Obsession isn't a sickness. It's clarity wearing a darker coat, a hunger that refuses dinner, a thought that refuses to leave. Most call it dangerous. You call it vision. The ones who chase fleeting shadows stumble. You follow the shape of the flame, and it bends to your hand. Every second wasted is a betrayal. Every distraction, a thief in the night. You remember the taste of defeat, the sting of being ignored. Every slight burned itself into memory. And now it's fuel, sharp, persistent, relentless. You've memorized every pattern, every weakness, every door they never closed properly. Obsession sharpens. It slices through the fog, turns fear into calculation, turns doubt into insight. While they wander in confusion, you map every corner, every corridor, every angle no one else dares explore. They see your focus and call it madness. You smile. Madness doesn't plan. Madness doesn't wait. Madness doesn't win. The mind is a battlefield, and obsession is your weapon. You rehearse every scenario, play every move before it happens, and anticipate the invisible responses. Every heartbeat is a drum, every breath a metronome. You learn patience in the agony of wanting. You learn discipline in the fever of desire, and you carry both like a blade in the dark. No one can pull you from it. You are tethered to nothing but the vision you cultivate. The obsession is personal. It is intimate. It molds you, shapes you, breaks you, rebuilds you, refines you into something sharper than anyone predicted. You don't crave approval. You crave the impossible, the unreachable, the path no one else sees. And when they finally notice, it's too late. They look at you, expecting chaos, expecting a tremble. They see instead a predator. Methodical, calculated, hungry, beautifully relentless. Obsession isn't the chain around your neck, it's the engine beneath your ribs. And it drives you past everyone, past everything, past the life they assumed you would accept. They tell you to look at yourself and see the truth. The mirror doesn't tell the truth. It lies. It shows the face they want you to wear, the posture they want you to carry, the compromise they expect you to accept. And most people believe it and shrink. You don't. You stare. You see beyond. The reflection is a trickster. It shows scars, yes, but only the surface. It hides the fire burning in the marrow. It hides the strategies coiling in your thoughts. It hides the patience sharpened into steel. You learn to speak to the reflection, not listen to it. You bend it. You manipulate it. You turn it into a map of what they never wanted you to see. Everyone measures you by the version in the mirror, by the version you show in meetings, in streets, in polite conversation. They think that's all there is, but you've learned to live behind the mirror, to move in shadows they cannot understand, to speak in silence, to strike in spaces no one else notices. They judge what they can see, while you rewrite the rules. The mirror teaches a cruel lesson. Most people are prisoners of perception. They accept what is reflected, instead of demanding what exists. You don't accept, you challenge, you dismantle. You fracture their expectations while wearing a calm smile. They cannot read you, because they refuse to read themselves, and You've learned every weakness in their vision. You learn that power is invisible, influence is subtle, presence is a ripple. You move in ways the mirror cannot capture. You let them think they see. You let them think they understand. And while they blink, you advance. Every reflection is a lie, every assumption is a trap, every glance is a doorway, and you walk through all of them. The mirror lies, and in the lies you find freedom, you find clarity, you find the edge they will never reach. You carry the darkness they cannot bear to confront. And when they finally try to measure you, they fail. They see a mask, you see the battlefield, and you walk it first, smiling. The mind is not fragile. The mind is a blade, sharp, hidden, and waiting for the perfect angle. Most people wander through their thoughts like children in a fog. You sharpen yours like a scalpel, polishing every edge until it cuts through hesitation, fear, and expectation alike. Every scenario is rehearsed before it happens. Every outcome anticipated before it exists. You study people the way others study instruction manuals, predictable, boring, fragile. And yet, most never notice how thoroughly you've mapped them. You watch their habits, their pauses, their cracks. Every glance becomes intelligence, every silence, an opening. The mind is not just for thinking, it is a battlefield. Every idea is ammunition, every memory a strategy, every obsession a tool. You train it daily, pushing it past the comfort of ordinary cognition. Ordinary minds stumble. Yours predicts, yours moves first. And by the time they react, you've already won twice. They call you unpredictable. They call you reckless. They whisper he's too clever for his own good. And they're right. Because cleverness is not enough. Calculation is not enough. You wield your mind like a weapon, not a charm. Precision, patience, and the subtle art of making them believe they lead while you have already dictated every step. The mind sees angles that the eye misses, detects traps that the hands cannot feel, anticipates chaos before it erupts. And in that anticipation, you become the storm. Others fear the storm outside, you wield the storm inside. Every thought becomes a strike, every plan becomes a cage. Every hesitation you detect, a chance to dominate without mercy. And when they finally understand, it is too late. You are not reacting to the world. You have been moving it the whole time. Every glance, every whisper, every decision orchestrated with the precision of a predator who has already eaten. The mind is a weapon. And you are armed, lethal, and always 3 steps ahead. Yo, Hold up. Before you click away, did you feel that fire yet? That spark that no one else can see but you know is real. That hunger, that edge, that raw power inside you waiting to break free? Yeah, that's yours. Look, this isn't over. This is just the beginning. Every chain you thought was unbreakable, every rule they shoved down your throat, you're already tearing it apart. Keep that energy alive. Comment below. Tell me, what's your next move? Who are you about to outsmart? Who are you about to leave in the dust?